Hello, my name is Anton Lorenzo Cayetano, and today I will be presenting the new Bricktown Museum. To begin, I wanted to use the shape of a square because it symbolizes the rational and pure. As humans, we try to strive for this sort of perfection and purity. However, life does not work that way. I use transformations and architectural concepts in an attempt to convey the elements of life in the building's design. The floor layout shown, the floor layout shown is a linear layout with a lobby in the middle. If you look at the right-hand side, the more work or job-oriented spaces are seen there. And the more one goes towards the left, the more artsy and expressive the experience becomes. Here in the initial sketches of the museum, you can see the various transformations of the square. On the left is one large square that was elongated by means of dimensional transformation. It is covered with reflective windows to capture the urban life surrounding the museum. The window-covered portion of the museum is where the work or job-oriented spaces are located, which reflects the busy work life of the city. On the right side, we can see a multitude of different square transformations, trying to exhibit this feeling of flow and movement through the shapes and sizes. The walls and floors of the museum are very calm and neutral to accommodate for the artistic explosions of color in the gallery and bring forth the other elements within the building, like plants, people, and likes. On the site, we are still using this idea of squares to create a feeling of continuity for anyone who visits. There are two entrances and exits to the main road. The one closer is primarily for any common, this one right here, the one closer, is primarily for any common person or tourist, and the other is for the employees of delivery trucks. There are many places one can reside on the lot with 4 fields, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 terraces, uh, and one more private and intimate. There is also a public plaza and a riverside promenade where one can simply sit down and look at the view of the river. Finally, there is a cafe with seating that overlooks the river and an amphitheater hidden amongst trees. We will go more in depth about these outdoor elements later. The floor plan of the museum is quite simple. We have work on the eastern side and art on the western portion. The eastern contains a square with subtractive transformation due to the fact that work is important in life. However, just having work does not complete the puzzle. The western side has a square with additive transformations or more square shapes. We also have a set of connected trapezoids representing the spontaneous bits of life that add color. To bridge the two sides, we have the lobby, entrance, and exit that represents the commute from one aspect of life to the other. The entrances, both front and back, have a recessed element, with the rest of the building acting like a set of welcoming arms. Here are the elevations with high ceilings to accommodate an airy, free-feeling building. Again, we have more squares and its transformations. Moving on to the public site, we have illustrations of the other elements on the site. We have the aforementioned hidden amphitheater, a view of the site from across the river, and a view toward the river. And right here, we can see the cafe and the overlooking seating. We have the private little field, and then the terraced sloped fields, and an amphitheater hidden in the trees. And right here, this is how the seating is arranged for the amphitheater, with little grass beds on top where you can set down a blanket or a chair and watch whatever is playing at the amphitheater. And with the storage room of the blankets and the chairs. And here is an aerial view of the site. The color of the buildings are brown to try and maintain the earthy tones and accentuate the beauty of the surrounding nature, which the urban city of Bricktown lacks much of. And over here, we contain a roundabout structure, a roundabout road for a more easy flow of drop-off deliveries and a little footpath right directly to the back of the cafe, so it won't have to be too visible for any guests in the public plaza right here. Now, the point of the outside structures is to amplify the beauty of the natural site elements. The amphitheater seats have a grass bedding on top where one can have a blanket or a lounge chair. The amphitheater itself has a block-like form that coincides with the adjacent museum. It is hidden within the trees to create a mystical, dreamlike realm if one wants to attend a show at the theater. They, oh, if one wants to attend a show at the theater, they step through the forest to find art surrounded by nature. It creates a feel of an enclosed space despite the fact they are outdoors. And now the steps or tiers are very prevalent in this design because it provides an open space and the levels relate to how each person is on a different level of life. But at the end of the day, we are all able to enjoy life no matter the level. Now, right here is the site section. And so we have the little cafe, we have the museum, this is the area of the parking lot, and the terraced fields. So whichever field you're on, you will be able to have a view of the river. And there are also 8 rows for this, and you should be able to see the whole amphitheater from there. And this is the little river with a riverbed and just a little easement right here, the 5-meter easement right here, just to account for any potential flooding from the river and etc. And now, if you are interested in visiting, please come by to visit Bricktown for an opportunity to experience life through art or simply sitting down in the plaza, fields, or promenade and relax. Thank you for listening.